Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today we have a very special video for you. We're going to be checking out a budget-friendly 22 trainer from Bergara. This is their B14R. We've got this one topped off with an Arken SH-4. This one is a 4:16 by 50 millimeter. Lots of awesome features. We're going to discuss the optic a little bit more as we go in today's video. We've got this one topped off with a dead air mask suppressor. We're shooting Lapua Center X ammunition, arguably some of the best rimfire ammo out there. Really, really good stuff. The B14 is an amazing trainer. This one is a 22 long rifle, of course. I've got our Arken dialed up to 11.2 mils, and we're going to get this Center X out to 300 yards. Chad's back here spotting. We are holding this particular rifle up with our little Caldwell bipod, and this is the Caldwell stable table that we're using here, and our old school Caldwell rear bag that we've had forever. All right, let's have some fun. Chad, you ready back there?
Send it when you're ready.
This thing is absolutely as quiet as a mouse fart. And we are going to talk about this gun a little bit more as we go, but let's have some fun. We've got 10 rounds here in our magazine. And let's have some fun.
Oh, give it about a 0.2 hold left there.
Oh, the wind caught it?
Yeah, 0.2 left.
Okay. All right, 8-inch plate. I'm gonna give it a full mil.
Impact.
All right, that's an 8-inch plate at 300 yards, y'all.
Ooh, just left.
I can't count. Oh, okay, we still got some rounds there. Wow, sweet. That wind is playing a little bit with us here. We're in there. We're in there. That was 10. All right, guys, so we're going to be checking out this B14, and this is a very, very exceptional rifle. They come in at a very fair price point, loaded down with tons of awesome features and everything like that. Great quality. You've got a lot of Remington 700 compatibility through and throughout on the B14 as a rifle, which is awesome. You can use all your favorite Remington 700 triggers, safeties, things like that. The weight on this gun is just like your big Remington 700, so certainly you know, the same type of thing that would be expected there. It uses the Accuracy International spec style magazines. The stock has an adjustable comb height, which is very handy. Also, you've got the addition of these spacers here, so you can adjust the length of pull exactly the way you want on the stock. There's plenty of QD studs through and throughout for all your favorite slings and things. You've got your studs on the bottom to mount your bipod, like we've got this little Caldwell mounted up. We do have a 1/2x28 threaded barrel with our mask on here from Dead Air. This is a 4140 18-inch barrel with a 1/16-inch twist. Very, very robust action. It is a controlled feed rimfire, which is really cool, so just like the Voodoos. And for those of you that are a fan of the Voodoos, we have a full expose coming up where we're going to compare the Bergara B14R to the Voodoo 360, which, you know, really, really cool guns, both of them, but they do come in at two very different price points, so we will be checking those out in a future video. All right, we do have a pick rail up here on top, and we've got a 34 millimeter tube Arken mounted on this thing. It gathers lots of light, very tactile adjustments. We did have this one dialed up there in the intro. I'm gonna dial it all the way back down to 0, and then we're gonna walk back up to where we need to be. But you have your 0 stop adjustments here. So we got everything zeroed out. You have a 4:16 power on this particular optic. I've got it dialed up all the way to 16 power. All right, you have adjustable parallax. All right, you also have an illuminated reticle on this particular optic. And these optics are neat because the gentleman that owns this company and the one that helped design the reticles in these optics is actually a former Navy SEAL sniper. So lots of in the field experience went into developing these particular optics. They are a ruggedized optic that comes in at a very fair price point. So just like on the B14, these B14s come in at about $1,000. So in the world of trainers, it's certainly in the median range of price points, but you get a heck of a lot of quality for what this particular gun costs. And we thought that the Arken would be a really nice fit for this gun, not only because it has the power and adjustability that we need to get out to the longer range using 22, but also because it is a budget-friendly optic that is still loaded with a ton of really useful features, okay? It does utilize a simplified Christmas tree style reticle that he uses in this particular optic. And these things are great. We've done some torture testing on them. They've held up quite well. The illuminated reticle is handy for a wide variety of different purposes. We are going to dial back up to get out to some intermediate distances. We thought we would go for the full gonzo there in the intro. I'll go ahead and load my magazine. This gun does utilize, as I said, a 10-round magazine. So you get the same capacity that you would come to expect in the Accuracy International style magazines and things like that. I really do like it. You know, the bottom metal set up real nice and smooth. You know, the bolt is nice and smooth. The trigger on this particular gun is outstanding. And I think that these, you know, rifles do offer a considerable amount of value. We do have a 6.5 Creedmoor B14 that we're going to be doing a full video on as soon as we're finished doing a little bit of development in terms of hand loading and maybe a little bit more accuracy testing and breaking that barrel in. Now, speaking of breaking the barrel in and shooting the gun a little bit, Chad did a considerable amount of shooting with this particular gun, and he's done a lot of testing, and we ended up finding out that the Center X, arguably, it is a sub-MOA gun, and it's capable out to distance, sub-MOA for sure, and we ended up finding out that the Center X wound up being the best shooting load, which there's no surprise there. I mean, arguably, the Center X is fantastic, really, really good stuff, and I do really like it. It does represent a considerable price point to buy the Lapua Center X, and the availability's been a little spotty. It can be a little bit difficult to buy in quantity, but man, what a fantastic round, and it is oh so very capable with this particular gun. This setup is their steel model. They also do make a carbon model, and in 2021 they released this exact gun. You can get it in 22 Magnum and 17 HMR in addition to 22 long rifle. All right, we're going to start at 100 and work our way out. We've got targets at various distances all the way out to 3. These are all from shootsteel.com. Great friends of ours. Check them out. Really good people. Okay, Chad, what do we need to dial to get to 100?
1.8.
1.8. All right, we're at 1.8, buddy. Let's go. Okay. Yeehaw. This shouldn't really pose any issue here. I'm just going to shoot the bolt.
Good.
I think it goes without saying that 100 is child's play for this thing. Let's go out to 2.
Okay. All right, so I'm back here running the Kestrel, so I'm just bumping it up here. So we're at...
Yeah, Chad spotting and running the Kestrel.
All right.
Good stuff.
7.6.
7.6, okay.
7.7.
7.7. Now, I really do like the tactile adjustments here on the Arken. The 1/10 of a mil adjustments gives you a lot of, you know, fine tuning on this thing. I like mils because I like to work intense. It just makes the math a lot easier. It's just a much easier translation in terms of dealing with that. And I really do like the milling reticles and the, you know, optics that are set up in mils. I mean, not to say that MOA doesn't have its place, but we have come to really just prefer mils in terms of our adjustments, and I really like that a lot. I'm going to put the parallax here to 2. How about a round over there? What do you think? Which end? The far right end over there?
Start on the left side there and give it a left side hold for wind right now. Let's see where that's at.
Okay. On the D28?
Oh, you want to do I thought you wanted to do the rounds there at 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ones on the right side?
You got it.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we do have a little wind kicking up.
back.
There we are. Smooth bolt on this thing. Very smooth. That was a good solid hit, wasn't it?
Very.
It's quiet. I don't know if I can count. That might be it. All right, I'm going to top this mag off, and we're going to go ahead and dial out to about 250 and 3. We've got some very challenging targets to hit. This wind is blowing a little bit. We'll give it a try. As I said, the bolt throw is nice and smooth. The bolt itself is very smooth. And of course, this one's been broke in a pretty good bit, and I do like the tactical bolt handle. So this particular gun, if you're dealing with somebody you needing to train, or maybe it's a smaller statured shooter that needs a little bit, smaller caliber to shoot, this is a great way to take your precision rifle and get some good training in with it. Not only training, but also competition. This gun could totally hold its own in any type of rimfire competition you could possibly ever want to deal with. And this is a great setup. I'm really digging it. All right, we've gotten our mag topped off here. Chad, we're gonna get out to, why don't we try 250 just for a few shots, and then we'll dial on out to 3.
All right, go 9.6.
9.6. Okay, 9.6 on the Arken, and go ahead and get around in the chamber. All right, the location of the safety is exactly where you would expect on a Remington 700 or R700 style. Forward is fire, rear is safe. There's also a cocking indicator that lets you know the cocking piece is to the rear. That's a nice little feature to be able to look down and get instant gratification there. I love the swells on the stock, very, very comfortable. This is a sweet setup, it really, really is. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more as we go, but all right, we're dialed up for 250. We've got the wind in our face. All right, get our parallax to 250. Okay. You know, you would think like getting out and shooting 300 yards might not be that big of a deal. And maybe for like a 6.5 Creed or a 308, it might not be. But for a 22, it does add some challenge. So if you do have some limited amount of space in terms of distance you can shoot, a 22 trainer does still allow you to really practice your wind holds and to experiment with your dialing and everything like that, because it does require a good bit of dope to get that center X out to 3. So you do get the training benefit of shooting long range, but without having to have access to quite the same amount of range. So let's go ahead and try 250.
You gonna go for the D28?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I'm aiming at the head.
You're right in the head.
All right, cool.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now we need to get, if I remember, we're at 11.2 to get to 3.
Yeah, but I want you to get that gopher real quick though.
Gopher.
At 250.
Okay, that was 9 point, what was the dope for 250?
9.6.
9.6. All right, we're at 9.6.
Need a headshot on that gopher.
All right, gopher headshot, 250 with the B14R. Ding! Okay, let's see if we can hit it. Ooh, that's a tiny, tiny, tiny target, Chad. Let's see. Might help to have a round in the chamber, boys and girls.
Yes!
Bonsai! Okay, now we're gonna go on out to 11.2. Now, one thing I wanna mention on these adjustments that's really cool on the Arken is not only do you have the zero stop capability, which is super handy to be able to get right back to your original zero, but also as you make a complete rotation, just like on a lot of precision optics, you can see this little ladder scale here that lets you know how many times you've gone around. So that's super handy as well. And then also you can see the correlating graduations on the elevation turret, that once you've gone a total once you've gone a complete rotation around, it starts to count up from the complete rotation past that. So I know I'm at 11 because it shows the 11 up above the 3. Really cool, so that just gives you some instant feedback. And I've mentioned this before, but on the Arken, one thing I do like as well is I love how large everything is. Like, everything's easy to grab, it's easy to see, the numbers are large, you know, you can get easy, quick visual representation of what's going on in terms of what dope you're dealing with, so I do like that. All right, so how about the gopher at 300?
Fine. Give me 11.4.
11.4? 11.4 is our correction. If I got a round in the chamber, I do. Okay, all righty.
Just left behind his back.
Yep. Wow.
Oh, just past the belly. Get right in there.
Okay. It's a long way for a 22.
Like right in front of him again.
All right, how about the 8-inch popper, just to see where we're at?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's challenging to hit those small targets at range for sure.
Yep, just left of it.
Yep. Just left. Is that wind kicking up down there?
Not really right now. It looks good. Impact.
All right, that was our last round out of that magazine. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. We wanted to show off this B14. You know, Chad's done a lot of work with this thing in terms of load development. Well, I say load development, but testing different loads and shooting groups and everything like that. And it really is a fantastic gun. I think it comes in at a really fair price point, and I think it's loaded down with a ton of features that are useful to someone who's trying to either, you know, just practice their long-range marksmanship, or maybe they're trying to compete, or quite frankly, it's just fun, right? Just as a fun gun, it certainly fits into that territory quite well. When Chad was initially doing some work with this particular gun, I think he only had 2 failures to extract, a couple of little tiny issues where the cases got turned around in the action. But I think at this point we've probably put almost 500 rounds through this gun so far, and only 2 little minor issues. But once this thing got broke in just fine, no problems at all. Just wanted to report those 2 little minor issues. I think it's a really slick setup, and I think it, you know, Bergara just in general is doing a really great job with a lot of their guns, not just the trainers, but their center fire stuff. And I think they're really making a splash in the industry in terms of offering a really great quality rifle loaded down with a ton of awesome features, you know, at a price point that average people can afford to get out and do some precise shooting. I don't know, some of you might have saw the Instagram video that I posted the other day of Chad. If you don't follow us on Instagram, make sure you follow us at Iraq Veteran 8888 Official. But anyway, we posted a video of the B14 and 6.5 Creedmoor, and Chad pulled off cold bore shots with the 6.5 Creed at nearly 900 yards. You know, just dial in the dope with the Kestrel and off you go. Long range shooting has never been more available to average people than it has in the history of rifles as we know it. I mean, in terms of the American market for firearms, you know, and just the 6.5 Creed caliber in general has really opened up a lot of people's eyes for what long range shooting can really be and how accessible it is, even for the average person to get behind a gun and learn how to shoot long range. The B14 trainer is totally an integral part of that learning experience. You may not have 1,000-yard range to shoot on, but if you've got 300 or 400, you can still do some really interesting stuff with a 22 and still train yourself to shoot long range. So we really hope you enjoyed today's video. This was sort of a quick look at it. We did spend a heck of a lot of time with this thing, and we hope you guys enjoy what you saw. This is a really fantastic little gun, and I look forward to doing the Voodoo versus B14R video. Make sure you stay tuned for that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. A big thank you to all of our Patreon supporters for supporting what we do. If you love what we do and you wish to support us directly, one of the most direct ways you can do so is to go over to Ballistic Ink and pick yourself up a snazzy new t-shirt. Those funds go right back into supporting our channel. So thank you very much. It is always a great day to get out to the rifle range and have a bit of fun. We have a lot of other cool stuff we're going to be shooting today for y'all. You'll see those in future videos, but thank you very much. Many more videos on the way. We'll see you soon.